Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 250,000 subscribers. We're almost there, and I can't wait to change that to welcome to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. And it's important. This show is important because here you get nothing but the truth. So make sure that you watch this, subscribe to it, and share with a friend. And I want to give you some breaking news that came out just this morning. First of all, the House Ethics Committee, they secretly voted earlier this month to release the report on former Representative Matt Gaetz. And you remember, Matt Gaetz was supposed to be the nominee for Attorney General. And instead, he stepped away from the nomination, stepped away from his position as Congress member, and nevertheless, they still voted on the release of that report. Now, this reverse in decision, it's really important. And I want to show you an article explaining just why. In reversal, key House panel votes to release Matt Gaetz' ethics report. Goes on to say that the House Ethics Committee secretly voted earlier this month to release its report in the conduct of former Representative Matt Gaetz before the end of this Congress, according to multiple sources with knowledge of the matter. The report is now expected to be made public after the House's final day of votes this year, as lawmakers leave Washington for the holidays, according to the sources. Goes on to say that the vote, which has not previously been reported, amounts to a stark reversal for the panel after it had voted along party lines in late November not to release the results of the investigation. The decision to release the report suggests that some Republicans ultimately decided to side with Democrats on the matter, and it is unclear if the committee will once again change course now that it has voted. Finally, it says the Ethics Committee's report concludes a years-long probe into numerous allegations against Gaetz, including whether he engaged in sexual misconduct, used illicit drugs, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor, misused state identification records, converted campaign funds to personal use, and or accepted a bribe, improper gratuity, or impermissible gifts, according to an announcement by the panel last summer. Gaetz, of course, did not immediately respond to a request for comment on this story. Now, I have mixed feelings on this. Had Matt Gaetz decided to stay in as the nominee for Attorney General, as far as I'm concerned, FBI would have come up with the answers to this. The FBI would have taken this report so that they could then go ahead and vet him for the confirmation hearings. Matt Gaetz did not do that. Let me go one step further. He stepped down from Congress. He stepped aside. Now, whether he stepped aside to avoid this Ethics Committee report or he stepped aside in order to put all of his attention and his focus to running for that position and convincing senators for the confirmation as Attorney General, which again didn't happen either. So the question that I want to ask is, regardless of the fact that Republicans have joined Democrats in the decision, the secret decision to release the report, what's the probative value? That's the thing that I want to know. Look, we all have that interest in the salacious story, right? It appeals to our prurient sort of, desires to hear, what goes on, what went on with Matt Gaetz and so on and so forth. Personally, I don't really give a shit. I really don't. Matt Gaetz is not involved in politics, as far as I'm concerned, any longer. He may still be somehow connected to Trump's inner circle. My understanding is he's going to become a newscaster on OAN News. Do we really give a shit what Sean Hannity's doing? Do we really care what Tucker Carlson is doing? Do we really care what any journalist? Do we care what George Stephanopoulos is doing in their private time? I guess the answer is no. Would we like to find out if it's salacious? Sure. Why? Gives us something to talk about at the water cooler. But I'm just trying to figure out what's the probative value and why did they do it now? Well, that answer I can actually tell you. Because come January 20th, when the new Congress gets sworn in, and they have, let's say, a little bit of a larger lead, maybe they won't have enough people to turn around and to say, yeah, we should release it. I kind of don't like it. I think it just distracts from the things we need to be talking about. But we'll see what happens. And I'm certain if it's released, I'll be making a story about that as well. Now, we also have to talk about, again, things that I find more relevant to us, to our national security, to our safety, the safety of our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, for future generations to come. There's new reporting that also just came out from the New York Times about federal agencies opening up reviews of Elon Musk and SpaceX. Why? Well, because there are alleged repeated failures of Musk to comply with government protocols that protects United States secrets, especially considering that Elon Musk has top secret clearance. So the information that he is given is of vital national security import. Let me show you this article. It turns around and it starts off as the headline: Elon Musk and SpaceX face federal reviews after violations of security reporting rules. Federal agencies have opened at least 3 reviews into whether the company and its leader complied with disclosure protocols intended to protect state secrets, people with knowledge of the matter said. It goes on to say that Elon Musk and his rocket company, SpaceX, have repeatedly failed to comply with federal reporting protocols aimed at protecting state secrets, including by not providing some details of his meetings with foreign leaders, according to people with knowledge of the company and internal documents. Concerns about the reporting practices, and particularly about Mr. Musk, who is SpaceX's chief executive, have triggered at least 3 federal reviews. 8 people with knowledge of the efforts said. The Defense Department's Office of Inspector General opened a review into the matter this year, and the Air Force and the Pentagon's Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security separately initiated reviews last month. And then finally, it goes on to say that the Air Force also recently denied Mr. Musk a high-level security access, citing potential security risks associated with the billionaire. Several allied nations, including Israel, have also expressed concerns that he could share sensitive data with others, according to the defense officials. Now, my friends, this is no joke. I don't give a shit if he is the richest man on the planet. He is being entrusted with national security, top secret national security information. And the fact that he's not, look, let me break it down a little bit easier for you. First and foremost, when you get that national security, that top secret clearance, especially as a non-governmental agent, you need to go through what's called ongoing and continuous vetting process, meaning they want to know everything all the time for fair reason. What they want to know is, who are you meeting with? What foreign leaders? Are you going to a foreign country? Are you having dinners with individuals? They want to know who you're speaking to on the phone, if it is a foreign agent or a foreign individual. Why? To protect us. To protect us. Now, Elon Musk has every right to go and to speak to Vladimir Putin. If he's talking about a rocket ship, maybe they need a part that only SpaceX makes. I don't know. I'm making this shit up. But the government wants to know. They have a right to know, because their only real obligation is to protect our national security. That's their first and foremost priority. And if you give a civilian, and again, I don't give a shit how much money he's worth, and I don't care what he's the CEO. If you give an individual top secret clearance, they need to follow the protocols. Now, it gets crazier, because People on behalf of Musk apparently reached out to the Times and to other agencies and said, if you continue with this investigation, our Doge program will target you. That's fucked up, assuming it's true. Now, I want to end this segment on a clip of John Bolton discussing these allegations on CNN. Play the clip.
Of continuous vetting where you're letting the government know, here's where I'm going, here's who I'm meeting with, for that purpose of as they are continuing to check and see if someone should have this contract. With security clearances, I thought about something else that the Times reported, which was they said the Air Force recently denied him high-level security access. They said there were potential security risk and that several allies like Israel had expressed concerns Elon Musk could share sensitive data with others. I should know a federal agency has not accused him of disclosing classified material, but as well as I do that, Trump previously overruled intelligence concerns to give people security clearances like Jared Kushner.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether there's one rule of law in the country once Trump becomes president. This leak potentially of classified information to China is serious. I mean, if you go back to Loral Space Communications, for example, which made satellites at the end of the 1990s, the end of the Clinton administration, was accused of helping the Chinese launch their missiles more effectively so they didn't blow up and destroy their satellites. And they ended up paying a $20 million fine, I think it was, to the Defense Department. That was 25 years ago almost. And China has considerable leverage over Musk, given the level of Tesla investment in China. And he said some pretty strange things, at least a lot of people would consider them strange. Musk said that Taiwan should be a special administrative region of China. Not very popular on Taiwan, not American policy either. So look, he has to comply with these regulations. They are burdensome. There's no doubt about it. His company has to comply. Other defense contractors comply. As I say, if you think they're too burdensome, don't contract with the federal government. But if you do what everybody else does and follow the regulations.
Look, my friends, we're in for some serious answers to some very serious questions and issues. And it's why I constantly say, as I have in a previous episode, when I was discussing how journalism and how the media have let us all down, that their information doesn't come accurate with spins and twists. Not here, not on this show. I give you the facts. I give you the John Bolton facts. I give you the Elon Musk, the SpaceX facts as it relates to this specific issue. I'll give you the facts regarding the Matt Gaetz scenario and my opinion onto it. It's extremely important because I promise you, the next 4 years is going to be very chaotic, to say the least. And you're going to have a lot of questions. We all will. And together, we'll come up with the right answer. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.